Today on our 2013 Ford Fiesta, we'll be installing the CURT Hitch, part number C11067. This is what our hitch will look like once it's installed. Next, I'll go ahead and give you a couple measurements to assist you selecting accessories for your new hitch. From the center of the hitch pin hole to the outermost edge of the bumper is 4 inches. From the top of the receiver tube opening to the ground is 10.5 inches. This will assist you with selecting accessories such as a ball mount, bike rack, or cargo carrier. Now we'll go ahead with installation. First, we'll go ahead and point out our attachment points here on the driver's side. These will be the 2 rearmost holes in the frame rail that are built in by the manufacturer. Keep in mind that each process we do here on the driver's side will get repeated identically on the passenger side for our hardware and attachment points. To begin our install, we'll first need to lower the exhaust. To lower the exhaust, we'll need to remove 2 rubber isolators from the metal hangers of the exhaust system. Now, to remove the rubber isolators from the metal hangers, we'll use some spray lubricant and then a pry bar or pliers to remove the rubber isolator. Now, with both removed, we'll go ahead and let the exhaust come down and rest on the axle. Next, we'll need to remove the heat shield. To remove the heat shield, there are 3 fasteners securing it. We'll go ahead and remove those fasteners and then pull the heat shield down and out of the way. We'll set our fasteners aside as we'll be reusing 2 of the 3 fasteners. Next, we'll take our heat shield, tape measure, and paint marker and mark out the section that'll need to be cut off. Going from the center attachment point hole, we'll measure 2 inches. And I'll take that measurement and go from the end of the heat shield and make our mark all the way across. Now we'll go ahead and cut it in half. We'll be using a rotary tool, but you can also use a pair of tin snips. Now, with half of it cut off, we'll be reusing the forward half. We'll go ahead and set it aside to be reinstalled after we secure the hitch. Next, we'll need to put our hardware into position. We'll be using the new 7/16 carriage bolt along with a 7/16 block and a 7/16 flange nut. To get our hardware in position, we'll use the 7/16 pull wires provided with our install kit. To get our hardware into the frame, we'll take the pull wire, go through the forward attachment point and out the rear attachment point, which will also be our access hole. Once we have the pull wire in place, we'll go ahead and slide on our block and thread on the carriage bolt. We'll then feed the block into the frame, followed by the carriage bolt, and pull them into position. Once in place, we'll go ahead and remove the bolt leader and install our rear hardware. Here we'll be using the reverse pull method, where we'll slide the block onto the pull wire, thread on our carriage bolt. We'll feed the carriage bolt into the frame first, followed by the block, and then pull them back over the access hole. Now, with the driver's side done, we'll repeat the same process on the passenger side. With all our hardware in place, we're ready to go ahead and install the hitch. It's a good idea to get an extra set of hands to help you hold the hitch while you install the fasteners. As we bring the hitch up into position, we'll feed our passenger side up over the exhaust and into position. Then we'll bring the driver's side up to the frame rail, feeding the pull wire through the rear attachment points, being careful not to push the forward attachment point hardware back up into the frame. Then we can go ahead and thread on the forward attachment point flange nut. We'll then remove the pull wire from the rear attachment point and install that flange nut. Note, on the passenger side, make sure you have the hitch up above the exhaust hanger and tight to the frame rail. Now, with all our hardware in place, we'll go ahead and tighten it down. Next, we'll torque the specifications as indicated in instructions. Now, with the hitch secured and torqued to specifications, we'll go ahead and reinstall our modified heat shield. It'll fit over the forward and center attachment points, then we'll resecure it with the manufacturer's hardware. Now, with our hitch secured and the heat shield reinstalled, we'll go ahead and put our exhaust back into position. And with that, this will complete the install of our CURT hitch, part number C11067, on our 2013 Ford Fiesta.